Hello there, I'm Charlie McCardle. First on our programme tonight, Guernsey's Home Affairs Committee is under fire for dragging its feet when it comes to a new domestic abuse strategy.
Hello, welcome to Thursday's programme with me, Anne Davis. Well, first tonight, an MP has lost a court battle to clear her name after being convicted of harassing a woman who was having an affair with her partner.
And welcome to Baby Lab, the place where babies are helping scientists in Essex. Thanks for being with us. First tonight, the former County Lines drug dealer who's hoping to become a world champion boxer. Manny Gullum only managed to escape the drug gangs because of the perseverance of his mum and the help of Essex police.
And the cricket match that resulted in a truly memorable moment for this teenager and England's former captain. It was a death that shocked the world. The moment a black man was killed by a white police officer who knelt on his neck. George Floyd died 2 years ago today in the United States, sparking rallies in almost every country calling for change. So what has changed? Well, here, people say racism is still part of everyday life, and despite various projects, police forces still don't represent the communities they serve.
No, your eyes don't deceive you. I'm with 3 giant, colourful corgis here in Windsor. Find out what I'm up to later in the programme and where you can see them across London ahead of the Jubilee weekend.
Welcome to BBC London with me, Alice Bandukravi. As we've been hearing, Sue Gray's report is finally out and we'll have a reaction in a moment. But away from the headlines about lockdown parties at Downing Street, our hospitals are working to tackle the waiting lists caused by the COVID pandemic.
The Queen's Corgis, 50 life-size Platinum Jubilee pooches go on parade in Altrincham. The weather forecast, of course, as usual, at the end of the programme. But first tonight, a coroner has concluded that a 14-year-old girl's death was contributed to by neglect on the part of 2 local hospitals.
And Paul's been down to the pub to meet a man on a mission to restore a County Durham boozer to its former glory. The Chancellor, Rishi Sunak, today set out measures to address the cost of living crisis as the government seeks to draw a line under Partygate and yesterday's publication of the Sue Gray report.
It's preparing to deal with terror attacks. A specialist search and rescue training centre is set up in Buckinghamshire.
And later in South today, it's party time at schools in the South as they celebrate the Queen's Platinum Jubilee.
Good evening. One of the main legacies of the pandemic has been the record backlog of people waiting for an operation or to start their treatment. The NHS is under huge pressure to reduce waiting times. Well, our reporter Sam Reid has been given exclusive access to Milton Keynes Hospital to see how they're trying to see patients there as quickly as possible.
And the Sussex singer who's enjoyed global success, now celebrating the female vocalists who've inspired her career. Hello, first tonight, people who live in Whitstable are being told to keep their windows and doors closed after a huge fire broke out in the harbour this afternoon.
We're struggling to get people excited about looking after people in their own homes.
And we're with the junior school, which knows how to party as we get into the Jubilee spirit.
Hello and a warm welcome to the programme. I'm David Allard. Councillors in West Sussex are calling on the government to help after new rules have blocked almost all planning applications in 4 districts.
And I'm here at the Assembly Festival Gardens in Coventry for the finale of the City of Culture, and I'll have a weather forecast not just for all of you but also Radio 1's big weekend.
Good evening. £400 for every household. That's the headline from the government's plan to help with rising energy bills. There will also be a further £300 for pensioners and an additional £650 for families with the lowest income.
Welcome to BBC Points West. Our main story tonight, the fight that turned into a murder investigation.
And not once but twice, the 84-year-old golfer who got a hole-in-one 2 days running. Golf again, I can't believe it.
It's absolutely fantastic. Reminds me I'm teeing off in the morning, Peter. You should join me anyway. It's going to be a decent forecast tomorrow, but what about the weekend? Join me for the latest.
It is a multi-billion-pound package designed to help everyone deal with the soaring cost of living. But the government's proposals to tackle rising energy bills have been criticised by a senior Conservative MP from East Yorkshire.
And an afternoon tea fit for royalty. The school's celebrating the Queen's Platinum Jubilee.
A much brighter day to come tomorrow with plenty of sunshine. But what about the weekend? Join me for the detailed forecast.
Good evening. A review into the death of the Bradford toddler Star Hobson has revealed warnings from her family were not acted on properly, and social services closed her case without enough investigation because caseloads were very high.
Hello, welcome to BBC Newsline. It's Wednesday evening and these are the top stories across Northern Ireland. A long-promised law that will officially recognise the Irish language and Ulster Scots tradition is introduced at Westminster.
And we speak to Scotland and Liverpool's Andy Robertson about facing a World Cup qualifier and a Champions League final in the space of a week. Hello, I'm Laura Miller. Welcome to Wednesday's programme. The long-awaited Sue Gray report was delivered to number 10 today. In it, the conclusions of the senior civil servant into the goings-on and get-togethers at Downing Street during the height of the COVID lockdown, what's become known as Partygate. And here are some of the main findings of her 48-page report.
And he never dreamed it would happen, but William Bracknell becomes the Royal Ballet's first ever Welsh principal dancer. Good evening, Noswaith Wales' most senior Conservative in Westminster has said the Prime Minister should not resign